Hey guys, we're here at Yellowstone National Park and we just got here this morning. We're already doing some really beautiful walks. We had a bit of a scare yesterday and the day before because there was the potential for the parks to actually close down for an unforeseen amount of time for weird reasons. I don't completely understand, but basically because of some government problem, the parks could have potentially just closed down all over the states. And that happened a couple of years ago for 16 days. And when people came over here to get into the parks, they were told they couldn't come in unless they were locals. And that would have happened today if it did happen. But then we heard last night that we were able to still come into the parks. And here we are.
Thank goodness.
So we're here for about 3 nights and then we're heading east. So I hope you enjoy the footage. It all looks really peaceful walking along here, but in reality it just smells like egg farts. They don't tell you that. They don't say warning, egg farts and bison.
I don't know if you can see, but my drink is actually frosting on the top. Do you see the residue on around the side?
Talia didn't think it was cold. Yeah.
I've got a good jacket on.
This is our view, just some wildlife watching. I realised how Aussie I sounded when I said view.
Some female elk. We don't know where the bulls go on. We think we could
Some more over here. How awesome is this?
Little bits of snow. You can't really see it on here, but we just got so excited.
You can see it there, right? Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god! Snow!
Proper pro.
Yay!
So we're just leaving Yellowstone now because it's just been pouring rain. So we're not spending the third night here. And we're going to head across to Ten Sleep Canyon to try to find someone to climb with. It's not looking likely, it might snow, but we'll give it a shot. And then we're going to go across to Mount Rushmore, then finally down to the Badlands.
So Matt wasn't able to find a climbing partner, unfortunately. So we're heading to South Dakota to see Mount Rushmore today.
Here we are, looking for the rare prairie dog. They're amazing. They're unworldly. But we can't find them.
All those little mounds, in all those little mounds lies a prairie dog.
Just one?
There's a buffalo in our campsite. It's just chilling over there. Hey, Mr. Buffalo. Because South Dakota is in the middle of nowhere, it's not really on the tourist radar to come to this national park. So we've come like a mile off the road and there's no one around. And it's just really cool. Even though it's not like the most beautiful park we've been to, just the experience of being in the middle of nowhere and not having anyone around in this scenery is pretty special.
drive yesterday. It was about 8 hours because we had trouble finding our little camping spot. But yeah, left South Dakota, went through Nebraska all the way to the Rocky Mountains, which is nice. Wasn't a very eventful day yesterday. Saw a lot of sunflower farms, but that was nice in itself. Had some Chipotle and Dairy Queen. Always good.
Talia's filling up on all of her favourite things before she leaves.
Chipotle!
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him, you might say he was born again.
What are we viewing this time?
Elk. Surprise.
Again? So we got in trouble for being a little bit too close before. It's mating season for the elk, and the bull elk herds about up to what? How many?
Up to 60.
Up to 60 elk into one little area, then chooses who he wants to have his way with. This is right outside of our campsite. Woke up this morning. This is the view we get.
Softer than a lullaby, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Rocky Mountain High.
So we're hoping to complete the highest hike we've ever done today, called Estes Cone, which is 3,500 meters. You don't start from sea level, of course, but it's just that one up there. Let's see how we go with the elevation up there.
And they say that he got crazy once, and he tried to touch the sun, and he lost a friend but kept him.
So we're just having a stop just here because the elevation's taking it out of us. It's really bizarre because it's only 3.5 miles to the top of this mountain. That's not it over there, by the way. That's a 14,000 foot mountain called Longs Peak. But yeah, even though it's such a short mountain, the elevation just makes your heart rate go crazy, and yeah, you go uphill at 5 steps and it feels like you've been walking for 5 minutes.
Especially if you're used to living at sea level.
I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Now his life is full of
Yay, we made it to the top, and now we have ham wraps to celebrate. Pretty ideal, hey? The view is totally worth the hike. Hello again.
Hey!
We came down from the Rocky Mountains down to Aspen, which is still in Colorado, and we didn't do a lot yesterday. Go for it. And yeah, we're here at the Maroon Bells to check out these beautiful mountains. We were gonna climb them, but then we got unfit. So we're just here for one more night, and then we are heading east across to St. Louis, and that's where Talia's gonna leave. You sad?
Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High.
We've just arrived in Kansas last night, and we just stayed at a rest stop. And heaps of people have asked me why we're going through Kansas and Missouri on like such an epic trip? Like, why would you go through the Bible Belt? Well, firstly, I've got to get across to Nashville, and Talia leaves from St. Louis. And secondly, it's got its own weird appeal being in this area. And I read this quote that said, if you go through Kansas, drive straight into the middle and appreciate the fact that you're in the middle of nowhere and just have solitude in that. So the plan is we're going to go to a prairie today in Kansas and spend the night there, and it's one of the last remaining proper prairies in America, and it's how America used to look before it was settled. The prairies used to take up 70% of the states, and now it's only 2 or 3%. So that should be nice. And then we've booked an Airbnb for Kansas City, which is actually in Missouri, for tomorrow night. And we're just going to go around and have some barbecue and maybe listen to some blues music. And then it's Talia's last night, and we are going to St. Louis. And we've booked a hotel there as well, a nice cheap hotel. And same thing, barbecue, maybe some Italian food and some blues. Then she leaves on Friday, which is really sad. But it's only 24 hours until my next victims come across and meet me in Nashville. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this drive today. We've got about a 5-hour drive. So we've found our spot tonight in Kansas, and we'll go and check out the Tallgrass Prairie tomorrow. But who would have thunk that there was a beautiful spot in Kansas? You?
I had no idea this would be here.
Not bad, hey? Right in the middle of the Bible Belt. Were they lying about the grass being tall?
No, it's pretty tall grass.
Anything else of wonder here?
Many a cricket has been.
So here's the prairie. I wouldn't say it's the most interesting park we've been to. City.
The barbecue aftermath.
So good. I had to keep on eating it.
You did well.
I'm never having barbecue again.
You did well. You did well.
Well, we stayed at Kansas City last night, but I completely forgot to get any footage because we're having too much of a good time, and it was a really fun city. In Kansas City, we're playing baseball, so we just went out and watched baseball at a bar. It was really fun, and they won. And now we've done another drive to St. Louis, and guess what? We're having barbecue again. And Talia leaves tomorrow, which is really sad. I drop her to the airport at midday, and then do another long drive to Nashville. So I'm sorry about all these barbecue videos, but it's what we're doing. Alright, we're here at the St. Louis airport, and after 3 months, Talia now has to go home. So thanks so much for the awesome trip.
Thank you for all the effort you put in.
That's all good, and I've got 3 more months now, but Talia is flying to LA, a 4-hour flight, and then she leaves to go back to Australia from there. So a 14-hour flight after that.
I'm dreading it, but I don't want to leave.
And have fun for your 8 hours waiting around as well. Well, I just dropped Talia off at the airport. I'm in airport parking at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty sad after 90 days being just in a small car with someone. It's going to feel pretty lonely. But I'm driving across to Nashville now, and I've only got 24 hours until I pick up Owen, and then I'm going to pick up Susie later on tomorrow from the airport in Nashville. So I'm going to go find a little spot to park the car in Nashville tonight, and maybe go and listen to some live music and fill in some time.